Hey, we are live. Oh, hold on. Let me grab my mic. There we go. All right. I think you should be able to hear me now. All right. Welcome in, everybody. Well, I don't know if I should say everybody quite yet. I don't think I have anybody here with me. If you're with me, just give me a hello. Let me know that you're here. Oh, there's Eugene, Michael, Douglas, Elisa, Gil. Good to see you. Donna, Mark. All right. Cindy, hi Gil. Good to see you. Cindy, Frankie, Jerry, Deborah, Diana. All right, right on. Good morning, everybody, or afternoon, or wherever you're at. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, can you hear me okay? Am I coming through loud and clear? I didn't check my hair this morning, so let me. Good to see you, Michael. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, just because I like doing this at the beginning of lives, and because I always think it's a fun idea, I'm going to demo it for you, or not really demo it, but just kind of model it for you. When you guys, where are you guys calling in from? Just give me a quick little. I'm calling in from where? It's always cool to see the various places in the world where people are calling in from. So let's see. Where are y'all calling in from? Oh, thanks, Cindy. I appreciate that. Hey, Mark. Good to see you. Gerson. Always good to see you on here. Ron, Rachel. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for being here. Chicago. I love Chicago. New York, DC. All right. Awesome. Hey, Desmond. Good to see you. Thanks for all your engagement in the boot camp. Love it. Let's see. Who else is in here? Nebraska, okay. Kansas, Northwest Florida, Midlands, UK. I love it. All right. I got my coffee today. Coffee today is brought to you by, no free ads, but Sweet Bloom Coffee Roasters. They're out of Denver, Colorado. Great coffee roasting company there. So that's what I'm drinking. All right, Atlanta, Georgia, Spokane. I love it. Desmond, all the way from Singapore. I love it. Dude, Singapore is one of my all-time favorite cities in the world. I love it. Anita, welcome in. Hey, so let's do this. Let's kick this whole party off here. So what I'm most curious about with some or all or most of you is how you're feeling. So the point of a boot camp like this is to sort of gauge how people are feeling, how they're doing as we go, right? And so as we go through all of this process, right, we head into the last week. So we've gone through the perfect offer. We've gone through the perfect funnel and now the perfect emails, right? And we've given you templates and kind of demoed and modeled for you how to sort of get all of these the pieces in place, right? I'm just curious how you're feeling about all of that stuff. Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you feeling, I'm feeling okay, I'm feeling good? Because in this last week, we're gonna go full kind of guerrilla marketing. We're gonna go really into, we call it perfect ads. It might just be better named perfect traffic. The goal is that, now that we've got this funnel set up, right, now we just need to start dumping traffic into it, right? Getting eyeballs on what we're working on getting set up. And so look, if you're behind, Anita, if you're behind anybody who is just like, oh my gosh, I'm so stressed, I want to catch up. Look, just give yourself permission. It's okay. You're still going to have a whole 30-day period. You're going to still have a whole 30-day period after this bootcamp is done where you can re-reference videos. You can come back to them at any point, okay? All right, so let's see. Let me close this out here. There we go. Okay, perfect. Hey, Gordon, good to see you. Desmond says the pace is just nice. I think that these lives as well are helpful in breaking it up a little bit. So 10 emails to create in 2 days feels like a lot. So Douglas, or I guess you go by Chip, I think. So Chip, when it comes to writing 10 emails, you're right. You're right. It's a lot, right? And here's the goal, guys. So even if you write 10 emails over the course of the next 10 days, the goal is creating a new habit. That's the real point of this bootcamp. If you don't get anything else, it's just creating a new habit, because once you get into the habit of doing that regularly, then what happens is writing an email a day doesn't feel so bad. And so what it does is it frees you up to be even more productive. So if you go from a place where writing an email a day is really tough and it's really exhausting and, oh my gosh, this is so exhausting. If you are able to create a new habit of implementation, a new habit of speed and efficiency, then what happens is this new thing, let's say it's hosting webinars. Let's say hosting webinars is your next thing, right? You wouldn't even get to hosting webinars if you didn't first create the habit of writing emails, right? So it's sort of it's a collective thing where each new habit opens up a new potential marketing leg for you. I feel great because I have some. I love it, Donna. That's great. Let's see. Loving it. Each day can be a standalone program. I've been thousands for nothing. Each training is wonderful. Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Rose. That's really nice of you to say. Feeling a bit behind because I got stuck with creating the actual funnel. I need to learn some mailing, boss. The lives are helpful. Good morning, Gloria. Good to see you. Format and content has been tied up loose ends. Appreciate the hot seat critique. Feel overwhelmed, but happy I have access to the stuff that works. Need to redo a lot of things, but I'll get it. All right. I love it, Elisa. That's awesome. In the past, I love this pace. Rainier, good to see you. It would be nice to have more feedbacks. So Eugene, here's just an interesting thing. And I'm going to just, guys, if you're here on this live, I'm just going to speak directly to Eugene because we've worked together a little bit over the last couple months, actually. Eugene, I've noticed with you that it's really important to get feedback on certain things, right? And so here's what I would recommend is potentially finding somebody to pay to get one-on-one feedback with, or there's that option, okay? Or the other option is, I don't know if this is right or wrong, but the other thing is, like, some of this marketing, guys, all of marketing is a test. Sometimes people come into these things and they assume that me and Dave, we just have it all together. Well, not really. What we've done is we've tested enough and failed enough to figure it out for ourselves, right? And we find these big, broad principles. So sometimes we don't do click-by-click stuff for certain things. In certain places, it's helpful. But for certain things, we don't go click-by-click on all of these things, because at the end of the day, you have to test and figure out what works for you. And so maybe we found that for us, but for other people, it looks different. But the overarching umbrella marketing principles are still there and they still work for everybody. So Eugene, I think maybe the first thing to do, rather than just give me all your feedback, I need feedback, instead just test it, right? Just test it, see if it works. Run some ads, send people like me or leaders screenshots and say, hey, I did a test. I spent $50 on ads. I ran some YouTube ads. I set up some videos. What can I improve? Does that make sense to everybody here? Just type to me real quick. Hey, good to see you, Jeannie. Good to see you, Tina. Awesome that you're here. Glad you're here. If you just came in, type to me where you're calling in from, and then tell me how you're feeling about the process so far. Tell me how you're feeling. Give a little feedback. And Eugene, with that feedback that I'm giving you now, I don't mean to tell you to go kick rocks or get lost. Don't hear that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is sometimes we get so caught up in like just needing to know that it's right or it's wrong. And sometimes it's just a freeing feeling to know that there isn't a right or wrong. There isn't. It's all a test. So for instance, Eugene, here's a good example, right? When Dave Sharp first got started, he would set up email marketing, right? And when he sent out his first emails, remember how he said this in the beginning of this third week of training, he said, people would reply back to my emails and just tell me how horrible they were. It was the worst email they'd ever read. So look, you don't need my feedback. You don't need anybody's feedback. You just need to go do it and listen to the marketplace. What do they say to you? That's it. Writing and finding my voice has been a struggle. I need to do it. I just need to do it consistently now and understand more of the process. Yeah, I mean, I think the finding the voice thing, if I had to guess one thing, it just seems like that's a big thing. Welcome in, Cindy. Good to see you. For what I understand, copywriting is the key to explode. Mark, you're right. You're right. Good feedback. Excited in Detroit. I love it. Makes sense. Testing with ads. I understand. I like that you say go figure it out. I've been applying that in my life. It's the best learning when we can figure it out for ourselves. Calling in from Germany, feeling empowered and motivated. Kind of sad that only one boot camp. 1 week of the boot camp is left. Well, welcome in, Gordon. So I think on the finding the voice note, I'll just quickly say this. A lot of times, so somebody asked this in the group and said something to the effect of, as I'm reading the last 2 days and I'm reading these emails, it seems like I need some sort of big, monumental, rags to riches story or something like that. You know what I mean? And I remember somebody commenting on one of our trainings the last couple weeks or the last couple of days on that. And let me say this. So at some point in your journey, at some point throughout whatever, if you're selling something that hasn't impacted you or that hasn't changed a philosophy or changed something in you, it's probably not going to work to sell it. It's hard to sell something that hasn't impacted you or that you don't see the value in. So, and that I'm just being real. I mean, you can do it, but the odds of you being like a massive top seller is just pretty tough. So you don't need it some drastic, I was on drugs and a heroin addict and now I'm clean and making $1 million online. You don't need that. You don't. You really don't. What you need is a way to find your unique voice, to bring your personality to marketing, whether it's humor, whether it's just having fun, whether it's just being a super educational, interesting person. And being able to tell story and use analogy in the way that you do it will help you connect to people, build trust, build relationship, build a long-term asset, and sell them products and services for whatever niche that you're creating stuff for, okay? Welcome in, Michael. Pumped that you're here. Good morning, Cindy from the OC. Hey, welcome in from the Netherlands. I love it. Good to see you. Happy you're here. All right. Do you guys have any questions about it? I mean, it can be about this week. It can be about the last week. It can be whatever. Do you have any marketing questions? Do you have any? Because this coming week, we're going to talk about how to get traffic on YouTube. We're going to talk about how to run Facebook ads. I'm going to show you how to run Facebook ads. We're going to talk about Google ads, so search-based Google ads, how to rank on Google, on YouTube, on how to get organic traffic from Instagram. I mean, we're going to go into all of these different methods and ways that you can start then to pack your funnel, right? Pack that funnel full of stuff so it's overflowing with people coming in. So it's important that you don't need a perfect funnel. You don't need an absolutely perfect $20,000 professionally designed thing. You just need a 2-step funnel. That's really it for most of you. Just a simple 2-step funnel. That's all you need. Let's see. Let me scroll down. French. Yeah, I think the Netherlands is down in Jacksonville. I think that's what they call that. Can we get more hot seat sessions? I mean, sure. I feel like a lot of people have been saying that. So, Cindy, why don't we let's see here. Let me look kind of at what I got lined up. And I think I can pack Saturday, Sunday into one day. So maybe on Saturday we do a little hot seat critique, and I'll do a post in our group here. I'll just do a post and just say, hey, who wants a critique? You can submit an email, you can submit a funnel, you can submit whatever, and I'll just do a screen share, just like I did that last time, and just a big old live, well, not live, but kind of critique on them. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, Donna, I do 10 straight days. In fact, when I set up my funnel, I'll do 30 plus emails, one per day, every single day for 30 days. And then on top of it, if I'm doing a live webinar, I will also email 1 to 2 times a day about the live webinars. Some people might get 2 to 3 emails on a given day from me. So, hey, welcome in, Steven. Good to see you. Does that plan for the hot seat critiques? Does that sound okay to you, Cindy? To everybody else who wants more hot seat critiques, I'm happy to do, funnels, emails, whatever it is. I think those are super helpful, and it sounded like people are wanting more of those. So, do people not find 1 per day too much? It is a lot, Gil. It is a lot. So let me address it. Let me talk a little bit about that. So that goes into the whole like habit thing. I think you're definitely right. It's a lot. I mean, it's just a lot. Here's what I'm trying to do here's the goal of creating 30 days straight, 1 per day, every single day. Well, it's not every day. I mean, we're doing these lives that are Q&A. We kind of break it up, but 1 a day. The goal here, what I know, what I've witnessed is at certain points, there are places where people drop off. Okay. There's certain monumental moments where people drop off and quit. They start some sort of online business. They start some sort of cute little venture thing that they're doing online, and they spend so much time over the course of years trying to get stuff set up, and they sit on trainings and tutorials, and they're dinking around and just kind of playing cute and whatever, right? And the reality is, like, this is both more complicated but also more simple than people make it. Some people think they're going to come online and get rich right away. Those people think it's way too easy. There's other people who think I need to have this just amazing, incredible website and logo design and all of this. And it's like, no, it's more simple than that. But the reason it's 30 days, boom, 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 is because of the habit creation. So by waking up every single morning and knowing, hey, I'm going to have to get to work, right? If you go into the office with Dave Sharp or with me here or whatever, when it comes to like online business, it's not really so much that he's like more talented and gifted and whatever. It's just like, if you ever watch him go to work, if you ever watch Dave go to work, he's working like some days until like 11:30 p.m. on a Friday night, right? Most people are out in the club and the bar, they're drunk with their friends, they're doing whatever, and he's like walking out into an empty parking lot because everybody else has went home. Because he's got the habit. He's got the habit. It's just it's built into how he perceives of this whole business. And some people, like the 30-day boot camp, that's the goal, is just to build that habit of waking up every day and like, I gotta grind because other people are working harder than me, longer than me, and I gotta figure this thing out, and I gotta go. That's kind of the goal. So what do you think about having hot seat critique after the boot camp to get critique on everything? Yeah, we could potentially do that. We could have that. Yeah, we could potentially do that. So Gordon, the only way that I would do that, I'd make a deal with you. Okay. The only way I would do that is if people are actually running ads or posting, for instance, a video a day on YouTube or something like that. So I don't like to do hot seat critiques of theoreticals, right? So think about for my use of my time, like if I'm going to sit down and do 20 hot seat critiques of funnels that are never going to see the light of day because people are too scared to run an ad to them, like it just, yeah. Mark, I think that title of that day was just like, that was covered in it. Dave ended up covering that on November 14th. He ended up covering that in his day 8 training. That was on the value ladder, and he showed that whole spreadsheet. That was just in day 8. So the secret of turning $1 into $5, that was the value ladder training that he covered in day 8. Let's see. Good morning, William. That's awesome. Cindy, sometimes I do. Yeah. So for instance, for Legendary, we're doing a webinar promotion this coming week, or actually today. Dave's doing a live webinar today, and I wrote all 7 emails for that. And yeah, I just wrote them in the spam. I wrote those 7. See, here's the habit thing. So here's the habit thing. I wrote all 7 of those emails in about the span of like 3 hours. 7 emails, all promoting a webinar, all different and unique, wrote them from scratch in about 3 hours. And they're all decently long. I mean, they're not super short. So it's just this habitual thing where you do it enough and it comes faster and it allows you to do other things on top of just, you know, most people would sit down and write those emails for 3 days. That's all they would do, right? So there's just a different wavelength. Gil, the more email, no, 1 per week is not better. Every statistic of every single email marketing statistic, the more emails you write and send, the higher the likelihood that you get sales. 1 per week is definitely not better. People's inbox are packed with just junk, tons and tons of junk. And 1 per week is going to make them feel like, who is this person? I don't even know who this is. There's no familiarity. Donna, I'd recommend 3 to 5 minutes. There's no right or wrong answer, though. There's no right or wrong answer. I've seen up to 8 minutes. I've seen as low as 2 minutes. I've seen 1 minute and 30 seconds. Welcome in, James, Richie, Sophia. Good to see you. Working till 11 Friday night. Not great work-life balance. Well, I mean, Chip, so what if he takes off Saturday through, you know, it's all day Saturday, Sunday? I mean, So work-life balance is a subjective thing, right? It's different for everybody. So actually on Friday, what Dave does is he sleeps in till 10 and has like a slow morning breakfast with his daughter and his wife. And they sleep in and cuddle together in bed, have a slow breakfast, and then he goes and grinds for like 11 hours. And that's what it is. So here's an interesting little fact, though. Recent studies have shown that that basically a lot of times people think that a child, right, whose parents are distant and working a lot, suffers like developmentally, or grows up as kind of like a latchkey kid or whatever. What they found is that it's not a kid's attachment or a kid's like happiness growing up isn't as much tied to the amount of time that they spend with their parents, but it's if their parents feel fulfilled in their work. So for instance, a parent who works 10-hour days, 7 days a week, but when they're home spends really quality time with their kids, right? A lot of times people would say, well, that's terrible work-life balance. But if the quality time is there and the parents feel fulfilled in their work, the kid is happier. So just interesting. Time flies. Good morning. I need a couple of days to get 3 to 4 emails done. So the whole work-life balance thing is interesting to me. The kind of harmony there. It is interesting to me. I've read a lot of studies and books on that type of thing, and I would just encourage you. I mean, I could maybe leave a couple links to some books, but I'd encourage you to do a little research on work-life balance, because a lot of times work-life balance seems more important when you don't enjoy your work. So it's fascinating. A lot of times people need that more when their work is just boring, monotonous, or they hate it. It's just fascinating to me when I watch people step into jobs or roles, or even just like new entrepreneurial ventures of something they're actually excited about and pumped up about. That need of work-life balance is almost gone, because they feel like, I don't even want to go to bed right now because I'm just so excited to keep working on this. And they finally feel some purpose and meaning. It's interesting. I'm not saying that there's a right or a wrong way, or that you need to stay up for 12 hours or whatever, but I'm just saying, like, if you don't enjoy what you're doing and you feel this incessant need for like these crazy hard boundaries or whatever, maybe entrepreneurship isn't for you, because entrepreneurship requires a lot of work and hours. It just does, or you're going to get outworked by somebody else who wants it more. That's the land of that's the real land of entrepreneurship. Like if you go read Elon Musk's book, his biography that was written about him recently, he just says, look, the bottom line is, I decided early on that if I worked 18-hour days, everybody else was working 8 to 10-hour days. Man, I would work 8 to 10 more hours per day than everybody else. So I could stack, essentially more years of work into a single year and just beat everybody else just based on the amount of time. So, all right, let's see. Yeah, Eugene, you can just use whatever you have for emails. There's no right or wrong on that. Yeah, it's different for everybody. That's right, Davida. It's just a mindset. Yep. Yep. That's right, Cindy. Yep. Yeah, different people. Yeah. What's the phrase? Different strokes for different folks. That's kind of how it goes. Yeah, so here's what I'll do this week, guys, is unless we have more questions, here's what I'll do this week is I'm going to make a post probably today in the group with a little, you can comment below. I'll make an announcement and just say if you want your funnel or your email or whatever critiqued, anything that you're feeling, you know, that you would like my eyeballs on and to address in a video, then comment below, and then I'll do a little hot seat critique coming up this Saturday, and then I'll combine what I had planned for Saturday and Sunday together for just a single video to happen on Sunday. Okay, does that sound good to you? Can you guys just type to me that sounds good, or just hit the like or the love or the heart or whatever? Just let me know that that sounds all right to you guys, and then we'll rock and roll this thing. I'm excited. This last week is going to be, it's going to be a missing piece for a lot of you. It's going to be a big time missing piece for a lot of you. So I'm excited. Let's see. I work easily 18-hour days. Yeah, William, look, you can add on to the sequence. You can create regular posts. It's up to you. I mean, if you get up to like 30 days of a sequence, even 15 days in your sequence, and somebody's not purchasing or not starting a trial or something that's a very easy, low barrier entry, they're probably another 5 or 20 emails probably isn't going to do the trick, right? Your advertising probably needs fixing. So I would spend less time on the emails and spend more time on fixing the actual like advertising and how I'm framing and positioning the offer. The offer's probably not strong enough. So at that point I would turn to like, you know, launching webinars or doing webinars to get more engagement out of people. I love the 4-hour work week. If you haven't read the 4-hour work week, definitely read the 4-hour work week. But the point isn't that you can only work 4 hours a week. It's a misnomer if you think that. Sounds good. Looking forward to what's coming. Points noted. Cool. All sounds good. Nobody's got questions? We're going to rock and roll. I'm going to go get my second cup of coffee. That's what I'm going to do. Hopefully you guys all have a good rest of your Thursday. And I'm going to post that right now into the group. So if you want to comment right away, I'm going to post it right now into the group. Hit comment on there. Drop your funnel link. Drop whatever you want in there. And let's rock and roll. See you guys.